What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video. Now shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. And today's video I'm going to show you the best open world farming routes. For this video I'm just going to show you two different farming routes, very easy to do, and we can talk in between it. So if that sounds good, sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you're new, and let me know in the comment section below what you think. But alright, so for these open world farming routes, we are going to be in Washington, D.C. One of them is the most commonly known checkpoint, and one of them is not. So for the one that is not as known, what we're going to do is we are going to fast travel shop. And as I'm showing you this farming route, at the end, we'll look at the map and you can actually see the entire route that I ran. So yeah, so we're starting off at the shop here. This is a farming route that anybody can do. You don't have to have a control point, unlocked or anything like that. You can do this at any time, day or night, doesn't matter what's going on. Just fast travel to the shop and then follow my exact path. What we're basically going to do is we are basically going to farm this open area right here. It's a pretty small open area, but you get a lot out of it. So just watch my route, and at the end I'll pull up the map and you can see the little path that I took. It'll show up on the map itself. But alright, so let's start this open world farming route. So remember, this is the shop. Safe house is where you are spawning. Alright, so don't forget those two boxes. Go up the ladder. What I do is I start on the left side and then I work my way back right. So you go up the ladder and then you start left. Now up here also, there are two different Snitch locations during this farming route. Now the first of which is going to be up here on this little patio setup. And the Snitch is actually there right now. Nice. That's perfect. So this is one of the Snitch and this is part of the open world farming route. So you basically can run around him. And don't forget about this box. Now we are doing this just on heroic, so you know that you will still get purple gear while farming on heroic, but you do have a higher chance of getting exotics and named gear. Now you can see that there are some patrols, so you can choose to either engage or wait for them to walk past. Pretty easy. And then when you run around them, we're going to make our way back to this little safe house building, the souvenir shop. And then we're going to farm everything that's in here and on top. Now what's cool about this week coming up is that in, I believe, 2 days time, we are going to have the Gamescom live. And it shows that the first day we are going to get something from Ubisoft. So fingers crossed that we get some sort of news about either Division 2, Division Universe, or Division Heartland. I really don't care at this point, as long as we get some sort of news, if you understand what I'm saying. Because the news updates and the transparency has pretty much gone out the window this year whenever they canceled State of the Game, and they have yet to bring it back. So hopefully we get some news this coming week from Gamescom, because Ubisoft has already promoted Far Cry, they've already promoted Avatar, so hopefully this one is going to be all about the Division or the Division universe, but we shall see. The developers are keeping this one pretty close to the chest, so I hope we get something good out of return. Now for this part of the farm, you're running through the forest, so if it's dark like it is right here with me, you might have a little bit trouble seeing some stuff, but as long as you stay in somewhat of a straight line, you will see all of the different piles of gear. Alright, I think I might have to kill these enemies in front of me though, because they're gonna turn around and shoot me. Oop, there's someone to my right.
Serious trauma.
Jesus. I'm gonna go down. Oh. I just barely got that off. It's dark and they're far away. I can't even see them. These enemies have, you know, that 1000 accuracy and accuracy. Optimal range. Oh, there it is. From far away, too. Look how far away that guy is. He's just drilling me. All that accuracy and optimal range. Let's see if I can... I can't even get him from here. Wow, he's about to kill me again. What's up with that? Like, how is it they can do that with a assault rifle from that far away? That's what I want to know. So let's pause the open world farm because this crap happens. Oh, it's a heavy gunner. Jesus. Look, what the fuck? What? Really? Really? Wow. I'm gonna keep that in the video. Wow. Happens to everybody.
Hostile control point detected.
Just so you know, us content creators and streamers die too. Don't get, you know, don't get it twisted. We're not Superman or God mode all the time. But that was BS. That heavy gunner cut all of my med kits and then killed me up close. That was messed up. Alright, so anyways, so throughout this route, what we did is we left the safe house, we turned left, and then we went through that little direction to the Snitch. We doubled back to the souvenir shop, we looted that, and then that's when we go to the right side of this spawn. So remember when I went up the ladder, I said we'd start left and then make our way right. So when you make your way right, you're just going through these woods pretty much in a straight line right here, and you're just doing like a zigzag. So you'll get loot right here, and then you go back left, you'll get loot right here, and you're basically just doing a zigzag all the way through the forest. Pretty sick. But you can see by the close line, you know you're going to the right place, because that's where all your loot is located, around these clothes. So once you clear all this, you will see this is your first underground entrance. Whenever I showed you guys a underground farming route, I always show you this one in particular, because if you look at it on your map and pull it up, you can see how big the actual underground tunnel is. And that's one of 3. There's 3 really big underground tunnels in this game. And I've shown you this in a different video. Here's the second one. I've shown you this in a different video where I actually went through all 3 and farmed them, and I showed you, you know, step by step how to do it. And here's the third one. And basically you get a lot of loot really quick doing it that way. Now for this one, just being the open world, we actually pass the underground and we keep going. Because what I do personally is I do my open world routes first, and then I do my underground routes second. So you get all these around, and then like I said with 2 Snitch locations, the second Snitch location is right here. So if you didn't see the Snitch up there on that patio, you would see him right here. Those are the 2 different locations the Snitch spawns around here. And what I do is I go this way and then I double back again, and you'll see why. But you get a lot of loot, a lot of trinkets, and a lot of materials doing these simple little open world farming routes. Now the cool thing about this farming route is you don't have to take over any sort of checkpoint or anything like that. You can do this anytime, day or night, doesn't matter what's going on. As long as the open world targeted loot is something you'd like. For example, right now it is Gilligard. So I have a good chance of getting a whole bunch of Gilligard stuff doing this route. Alright, then you go up here through this statue, and then you're going to make your way somewhat close to this checkpoint, the Mast. This is the Mast checkpoint. And reason being is this is one of the checkpoints that has a lot of materials and things you can farm, resources, that are right outside of the checkpoint. A lot of people, they would like to take over this checkpoint just so they can fast travel to it and loot. But for me, you can see that I'd much rather prefer this open world route because you get a lot of things to loot in between. And you just saw that I got the Night Watcher mask from a random chest. There's the Night Watcher. I am getting some purple gear though. That is the problem with open world heroic, is you still have a chance of getting purple gear. But besides that, you get everything else you need and more just doing this one simple route. But you can see right now on the other side of this wall is that checkpoint, or that control point, and we are not taking it over because we can loot all of this without taking over that control point. And then you just go through these little areas, and then you should be done. So we're about halfway through with this. Now, obviously, the NPCs, the patrols, the convoys, all of that, they are random. So sometimes you can do this and not see one enemy, and other times you'll do this, like I showed you, and die from a purple heavy gunner. Alright, nearly done with this farm. And boom, once you hit this electric box right here, you are done. So that was my first farming route for the open world. So you can see right here, it shows you the white line that I took. But just to, give you a brief summary, I start here from the underground exit from the safe house. I work my way up north all the way to this point right here where the Snitch was. I make my way back to the souvenir shop. I loot that, and then I go this route. So I go through the woods, do a little zigzag, hit all those points, go past the underground entrance, make my way all the way to that cache that's right there on that pathway, and then try to double back my way through, and then into here around the control point. And that is the Mast control point. Alright, so there's that open world farm. Very simple, anyone can do it on any difficulty, any level. That is simple. That will give you easy gear, easy resources, and trinkets. Now, the next one is the most popular control point to capture. And the reason being, we'll show you. Alright, so you go out of your map, and you're going to go to the east side of your map. More importantly, Solar Farm. This is a control point located in East Mall. This is the most known farming control point in the game. But you have to have it taken over. So it needs to be green. Reason being, you can just fast travel to it and you just start looting. This control point is littered with things to loot. It's amazing. And I'll show you exactly how I do it. So when you first spawn in here, you are in the middle of the control point. Now this control point is a big square. There's an inner square and a outer square. So right now we are inside of the inner square. So inner square it is, let's loot. So we're in here and we're just gonna go clockwise. Alright? So you spawn up, go downstairs, upstairs, and you're just gonna work your way clockwise. Once you're done with the inner loop, then you will do the outer. Alright, so there's that. Double back this way. Now if you just took over the control point, don't forget to move your yellow box. And if you can give materials to the control point officer and get some more XP that way as well. Alright, and that concludes the inner loop. Alright, so, forget this room right here. Boom, boom. Alright, now for the outer loop. You can see that there's stuff right outside of this fence. So what I do is I'll start left side, look around, there's nothing right here. Start right here. So here is the start of your outer loop. And you can just see in the bottom left side of your screen, you're going to see all the stuff that I pick up. whole bunch of materials and trinkets, a few items for gear, but mainly a bunch of materials and crafting stuff. But that is it. This is going to be a big outside loop you're going to I will try not to forget anything, but there is a lot of stuff to loot, as you can see. Now for this part, oh, I did forget that one down there. Alright, so for this part, there's a tent in this far right corner, you can see right here. Now there's a lot of loot on the inside of the tent. So what I do is I loot the outside first, and then I'll go inside. So for the outside, you have 2 electronic boxes right here. Then you can double back, hit the yellow box, and then you should be able to go inside of the tent. So there's the yellow box in the entrance, and then go inside. And you can see it's just loot on top of loot on top of loot. Oh, come on. Thank you. I was about to say I opened it. Now, the reason this one is the best control point to do is that this one, it's 100% within the control point. So you're not going to any hostile area, you're not doing anything with like patrolled enemies, nothing of the sort. This is all purely inside of the checkpoint. So you're technically, unless you know your checkpoint is getting overrun by enemies, you are technically in a safe area. Oh, there we go. So now we finished the first half of that outside loop. And now we are going to finish with the second half of our outside loop. So it's 2 different routes to run. Your inside route and then you are running the outside route. Fairly simple. Try to make sure I don't forget anything around here. I think I am good. But this is a nice little tutorial for, you know, new and returning players that might, you know, have forgot about these little routes to run. But this is pretty much for anybody that's looking for recalibration, you know, resources, or, you know, trying to stack up on materials and trinkets. This is a perfect way to go. This is pretty fast. I think I've done both routes already in under, 15 minutes, I guess. It's really not that hard. I think if you spend an hour just doing, you know, normal farming, you should be pretty much max on your materials 100% of the time. Even when you're making builds as crazy as like I am, every, you know, few days I make a new build. Even so, I'm pretty much maxed on materials. And I'll show you that as soon as we're done with this farm. Now we're finishing up with this loop. Probably 3 more things to pick up and we should be done. I think I started right here. Alright, so I started the outside loop right here and we are done. So, looking at my materials and resources. Roughly about 250 electronics. I was under 60, so we're just around 200, I guess you could say, electronics. Now, for everything else, I have pretty high, you know, inventory for, so I can't really gauge it off of that. But I do know for a fact that I was under 60 electronics because I could not recalibrate anymore. So that's why I wanted to make this video, and boom, now I can recalibrate, 4 times now? Just by doing those 2 easy open world farms. But alright, I think that's about it. Now, like I was saying, Gamescom is this week, so look out for Ubisoft, and hopefully we should get some pretty cool news. Now, just to double check what you remember here, you can see I did the inside loop, and then I did the outside loop. Pretty simple. All of this is all within the solar farm control point. Now, the other open world farm that I showed you was over here in West Potomac Park, where we started at the shop. We got out of the underground entrance, went north, doubled back to the souvenir shop, and then we went west all the way to this pathway, double back east, and then we did the farm right here outside of the Mast control point. But that's it. You do those 2 easy open world farms, and then maybe do maybe 2 of the underground farming routes, and you are good to go. Now, just a reminder for those underground farming routes, there's this one right here. That is number 1 in my book. The second best one, in my opinion, is right here. They are both located in West Potomac Park. And then the third underground route is up here in West End, just outside of the DZ West Dark Zone. And that's it. You do these routes, every day or whenever you can for resources, and you will be good to go, I promise you. But alright, that is it for me and this video. I am Kamikazevondoom. I hope you learned something and found this video informative. If so, make sure you hit that thumbs up, support the channel. We just hit 30,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I do appreciate it. But don't forget to comment down below what you think. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Kamikazevondoom here. See ya. Peace.